What's going on, guys? Francis Bo here. Welcome to Master Collector. And we're here today to review something from Robots in Disguise, and it is the Soul Decepticon. We're reviewing Steeljaw. This was part of the first wave of deluxe classes, or warrior classes as they call them now. And the packaging is pretty much the same as all the other Robots in Disguise figures. It is pretty much a picture of a character on the top, and on the back you get your product shot with your instructions as well as the instructions on how to work the app, which I will show you guys in a moment. But for now, let's get down to the figure. Steeljaw's vehicle mode is kind of a monster truck-ish or rally car-ish vehicle mode. The coloring for the figure for Steeljaw is kind of close to what it was in the cartoon. It was a little bit more darker than, like you see right here on the box. It was a little bit more darker. This one is a little bit more lighter blue, but it's pretty close. The vehicle mode is in my opinion, a pretty perfect representation of his vehicle mode in the cartoon. Though it was only shown like one time, but from what we saw one time, it's pretty good. For the front of the vehicle, it's pretty well detailed. I mean, you get some nice coloring on the headlights, you get a nice Decepticon logo, and you do get a sticker for the app, which I don't really like where they put the stickers on it. They usually put them on the windshield, which is not the best thing in the world, and I kind of wish that they would put them in a better place so we can have more of the detail. But if that's what they're going to do for it, so be it. For the rest of the paint, it's not really that much. There's just a whole lot of blue, and you got black for the windshields. The front is just orange to mat out the headlights, and that's pretty much it. He doesn't really roll all that well. Not really all that well. The front wheels roll pretty well, but the back wheels, because of how his tail is incorporated in the vehicle mode, kind of makes it a little bit less, I guess, rolling. I guess, it makes it less active to roll. The major problem with the vehicle mode, in my opinion, is the back. Now, I don't know how well you can make that, how well I can make that, but if you look at the back of the vehicle mode, the major flaw of it is the tail. When we get to robot mode, I will show you what I mean, but the tail is basically one piece, and there's no really any storage to put it, and due to how simple the transformation is, there is no really a good place to put it, but to put it in the back of back of the car mode. So that's a little bit unfortunate, and this is one of those times where I wish they had complex transformations, but it's still pretty nice. Yeah, overall the vehicle mode is pretty decent. For weapons, he comes with this claw. It's kind of like a Wolverine-esque claw. He never used it on the show, which is kind of weird. But yeah, this is what he has. It can be mounted on the top of the vehicle, like so. And, it's kind of goofy like that, but, if that's what they're going for, so be it. Yeah, for vehicle mode, it's a nice vehicle mode. I mean, I like the design of it. It's a pretty decent. And, yeah, overall, pretty nice. So, for transformation, it's very, very simple. It's, like I said, we're into the age of simple Transformers. We can't really go back to how it was in 2009 with Revenge of the Fallen Prime complexity. It's pretty much how it was in Age of Extinction and now. It's pretty much a really simple transformation with like at least 9 steps at best. And for Steeljaw, it's no different. You're getting a very simple transformation out of it. And like I said, I am one of the people who don't actually mind the simple transformations. I actually think the simple transformations are actually needed for something like this. But overall, the simple transformations are not the worst thing in the world. I mean, we've actually gotten some pretty good toys out of simpler Transformers. For example, like Alpha Bravo, it's a pretty good toy. I actually enjoy that toy quite a bit. And there's actually some RID toys, which we'll review in the near future, that are pretty good as well. So for Steeljaw, in robot mode, in my opinion, once you get his arms down, which is actually the thing that I actually have a complaint about, which we'll get to in a little bit. Let's talk about it right now. Steeljaw in robot mode is, well, for the design, it's pretty good. I like the design of Steeljaw in the cartoon. There's only a lot of complaints with the toy, and we'll start off with the first one, is the head sculpt. The head sculpt is nothing like the design in the show. It's pretty different. And the major problem that I have with the toy also is the color. Now, if you looked at the show model very closely, you can tell that his color design is a little bit different here. It's supposed to be a little bit more darker than lighter, but I don't mind that. And if that's what they're going for, so be it, but that's just something that I really didn't want out of a toy like Steeljaw. The other major flaw with the toy is, like I said when we were going to in vehicle mode, is the tail. The tail is also a major problem in the robot mode because, unfortunately, just like RID Bumblebee, Steeljaw has one of those problems where the heels don't work. Now, what I mean by that is that you can't really stand this toy. So you have to have the tail as a third leg, and it actually really doesn't make it that much easier, really, because the tail kind of has it laying back a little bit, and that's not really a really good thing. For Steeljaw, he comes, like I said, with this claw. You could apply it on any of the arms, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and like I said, he's never used this in the show, which I've never seen him do, and hopefully we can see him do it in the near future. So he also, for articulation, his legs, he can go up and down. His arms have this weird area where he can't really move them all that much, and I don't know why, but mine are very stiff. Like, stiff to the point where I don't know how stiff, like, they're very stiff. I don't know how you can move them. Like, I've seen other reviewers where theirs can move, but mine are very stiff, so I don't know why about that. My other major problem with the toy is that some of the pieces during the transformation cannot lock in, which is something that I really don't like, and I really don't appreciate that. I wish they would have found ways to plug this in and make it a little more easier, and make it a little bit more, you know, not loose but more complete. Steeljaw also has a humongous backpack. He comes with a humongous backpack, counting the tail. I am also counting the tail. The tail makes this, you know, worse, and it just doesn't look good at all. So for size comparison, he is pretty much on the same height as Bumblebee and other toys, but overall, Steeljaw is a toy that it's something that need more work. It definitely needed more to go for, and it definitely needed a little bit more than what it was going for. He's definitely the weakest of the first wave, and I think that for a toy, it's decent. It's not a perfect representation of what he was on the show, but it still gets the point across very smoothly. My major complaint is, like I said, the tail. The tail is something that really interferes with both vehicle mode and robot mode. And honestly, they could have avoided this if it were a simpler transformation, a complex transformation. So I would recommend buying this toy to only people who are like hardcore Robots in Disguise fans. Like, if you want a Steeljaw toy, this is the route to go. It's not perfect, but it is a decent toy for what it is. So like I said, not a bad toy at all. It's just a toy that has major flaws. It definitely needs to be improved a lot, and definitely needs to have more to it than just, you know, a simple toy like most Robots in Disguise toys have. So that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this review makes you think that Steeljaw is not the worst toy of all.